The woman gave me 3 seconds. Let me prove whether I'm a real man or not. Otherwise she'll kill me on the spot. But I made her blush with just 3 lines. The first move ha. The second move hey ha. The third move heaven shattering earth smashing ultimate punch. Turns out this is the invincible technique she once taught me. And just the day before I awakened the strongest 9 SSS contract talent in history. But everyone mocked it as the most useless ability. Because my talent has a fatal flaw. The other person must willingly swallow my contract stone. But who would willingly become someone else's servant? Luckily I have a childhood friend who understands me well. Seeing me down and discouraged today, she quickly comforted me. There are no useless abilities. Only useless people. Don't give up so easily. Believe in yourself. Hearing this, a thought suddenly came to my mind. Since no one is willing to swallow my contract stone, why not just take it myself? Sure enough, the moment I swallowed the stone, my body emitted waves of crimson energy. Soon after it dissipated into the air. Seeing this, my childhood friend Su Jingyao anxiously asked if I was okay. I quickly assured her that I was fine. Seeing that I was indeed unharmed, she breathed a sigh of relief. Then she told me she was going to graduate early and report to the patrol squad tomorrow. Joining the patrol squad has been her dream all along. Although I really wanted to fight alongside her, my talent was deemed useless. So I was assigned by the school to work as a farmer. Perhaps today is the last time we'll see each other. As I watched her walk away, I couldn't help but feel sad. Just as I thought of giving her a hug, my body moved on its own and hugged her tightly. What's going on? Why is my body moving by itself? Su Yao quickly pushed me away, her face bright red. She left with a blushing face saying, "Take care," and ran back to the dorm. Feeling reluctant, I began to wonder, did I subconsciously command myself? To test the extent of my control, I tried making myself fly in mid-air. Then I did my signature move, the Iron Body Slam. After exhausting myself completely, I finally confirmed that I can control my body to perform any action. However, this only works within the limits of a normal human. For example, I can't fly or transform into other creatures. But I can flawlessly perform martial arts moves I've never practiced, as long as I recall them from my memory. So theoretically, if my physical strength meets the requirements, I can master any martial arts technique with ease. Before getting too confident, I still need to test one more thing. So I commanded myself to go for a morning run. The next morning arrived. When I woke up from my sleep, I found myself at the school cafeteria just as expected. Right after that, a wave of intense soreness swept through my entire body. It looks like my hypothesis was correct. Even when my brain is unconscious, my body can still follow commands. As I looked around the cafeteria, the place suddenly became lively. It turns out the school beauty Luo Xiu had arrived. But when I looked in her direction, cold sweat instantly ran down my back. Because what I saw was a giant mutated beast, and it was eating in front of everyone. What is going on? Why is everyone still smiling? Can't they see it? This is clearly a mutated beast disguised as Luo Xiu. Then noticing something was off, she came over and asked me, "Hey, you don't look so well. Are you feeling sick?" Seeing her concern, I forced myself to calm down. I quickly replied I just had a nightmare last night. Then I made an excuse about having a class soon and hurriedly left. But the mutated beast seemed to sense a hint of fear from me. It hesitated, wondering if it was just imagining things. As I escaped outside, I couldn't help but wonder if I was dreaming. How could no one notice a mutated beast lurking in the school? I decided to find a teacher and report it. But the next second I was drenched in cold sweat. The class teacher was also a mutated beast. He was grabbing a female student and devouring her. I immediately turned and ran. I sprinted all the way to the rooftop and stopped. I couldn't believe whether what I saw today was real or not. But as I thought it through carefully, I realized it was after I swallowed the contract stone that I started seeing the mutated beasts. So to try and reverse it, I decided to swallow another stone. Immediately a green glow enveloped my entire body once again. But this time something different happened. A pool of blood suddenly appeared in front of me. Then I heard a voice saying identification successful. The blood began to reveal an image of a man, showing how he was killed by a mutated beast. The scene quickly faded away like smoke. I couldn't believe it. I had awakened the skill of appraisal. I glanced at my hand, and my status panel suddenly appeared before my eyes. I could even clearly see the effects of the contract stone. One effect grants absolute control over summoned beasts. The other ensures absolute loyalty from the summoned beasts. And now I had just awakened the appraisal skill. Seems this new talent is linked to me consuming another contract stone. When I returned to the classroom, I began analyzing the current situation. First, I had become my own summoned beast. And since I can only be controlled by the contractor, my mind and body are immune to any external interference. This makes me unaffected by any illusion techniques. That's why I can see the true form of these mutated beasts. These mutated beasts are actually creatures known as heavenly foxes. They have the power to alter people's perceptions. So even when they openly devour humans, to others it only looks like two students having a casual conversation. This is why no one ever notices them. It's the reason why they remain undetected, since it involves mental control abilities. Maybe Su Jingyao, who also has mental powers, could help. So after school I decided to go look for Su Jingyao. But to my surprise, even outside the school, there were heavenly foxes lurking around. I casually glanced at a couple nearby, and realized one of them was actually a heavenly fox in disguise. Before long I arrived at my destination, the patrol squad headquarters. As soon as I entered, the receptionist greeted me with a smile. "Hello, how can I help you today?" But when I saw the receptionist, my heart skipped a beat. I kept a calm expression and said I was here to see Su Jingyao. "She's supposed to be reporting in today." The heavenly fox disguised as the receptionist nodded. "Alright, please wait a moment." I started to think deeply. Why are there heavenly foxes even in the patrol squad? Could it be that even high-level awakeners can't see through their illusions? And just at that moment, suddenly I heard Su Jingyao's voice from the side. "Zhangping, what are you doing here?" I quickly stood up and replied. "I was worried you might not adjust well, so I came to check on you." Su Jingyao turned around and started introducing her teammates. "Everyone here treats me well. You don't have to worry." After glancing at her teammates, I couldn't help but feel a bit down. "Is that so? That's great." She continued excitedly talking about her dreams. "I'm going to work hard and become stronger. In the future I'll go out and hunt mutated beasts to avenge my parents." Then she suddenly moved closer and started inviting me to join her. Hearing this, I quickly scratched my head and waved my hand, declining. "My abilities won't be much help. I'm better suited for farming." With that I turned around, waved goodbye and left. "It looks like you're adjusting well. I won't bother you any further." As I turned away, I couldn't help but bite my lip slightly. I forced myself to suppress the unwillingness in my heart. Goodbye, Su Jingyao. After leaving the patrol squad headquarters, a wave of powerlessness washed over my entire body. I could no longer hold back my emotions. What a joke. The patrol squad, known as the strongest force in Mingzhu City, has been completely wiped out. And when I thought about Su Jingyao, I clenched my fists tightly. She had just arrived today, yet she's already fallen victim. At this moment I finally understood. The infiltration of the heavenly foxes is far beyond just the school. They've infiltrated all of Mingzhu City. Now everyone in Mingzhu City is nothing but livestock kept for their consumption. In the following days I began observing calmly. Using my appraisal skill I gathered some intel. I found that the heavenly foxes are not only good at disguising but also highly intelligent. Their primary targets are high-level awakeners and people with significant social status. The rest of the ordinary people are merely their stockpiled reserves. Most of the heavenly foxes are at mid to high levels. Yet the patrol squad with its many high-level awakeners still couldn't defeat them. The key lies in the heavenly fox that killed Luo Xiu. If I were to use appraisal on it, my location would be immediately revealed. This means it's likely a level 40 or higher, a king-class entity. The thought of this made me feel immense pressure. Facing a heavenly fox head-on would be nothing short of suicide. But I can't just stand by and watch innocent people die. I need to get stronger as soon as possible. Over the next week I woke up early every day to train. I leveled up from level 1 to level 2. I also tried creating new contract stones daily and swallowed them, hoping to gain new abilities or talents like before. But ever since I awakened appraisal, all the stones I created were colorless. Swallowing them had no effect at all. However, today the stone I generated actually had color. Though the color looked rather unappetizing, I decided to swallow it anyway, hoping it would work. As soon as I swallowed the stone, my body began to emit a dazzling light once again. Sure enough, I awakened a new talent once again. This time it granted me night vision and the ability to become completely invisible in shadows. I also noticed that the contract stone had leveled up. It seems that every time I level up, I can awaken a new talent. Afterward I decided to start today's workout, while testing the abilities of my new talent Night Stalker. During my morning run, I unexpectedly found a ring in the bushes. I picked it up and used appraisal to examine it. After several failed attempts, I finally uncovered detailed information. The assassin's ring allows the wearer to be completely ignored by all living beings. However, high-level awakeners are immune. But what I saw in the playback shocked me. I witnessed the heavenly fox disguised as Luo Xiu, confronting another human. In his eyes Luo Xiu should still appear human. Could he have the ability to see through illusions? The next moment the man launched an attack on the heavenly fox. But to his surprise the heavenly fox casually waved its hand and killed him instantly. I started analyzing the information from the playback. It seems there are others in Mingzhu City like me, secretly fighting against these monsters. But just then I suddenly sensed the presence of a heavenly fox behind me. "Who's there?" Without hesitation I immediately hid myself. When the heavenly fox arrived, it immediately noticed that the ring in the bushes was gone. No matter how hard it tried, couldn't trace the scent of the person who took it. The heavenly fox decided to go back and report to Prince Sama. Hiding in the shadows I finally realized they left the ring there on purpose. But putting it back now would only make things more suspicious. I had no choice but to keep it for now. When the sun finally rose, I breathed a sigh of relief. But just then, I suddenly heard voices calling out in my mind. Instantly I felt a wave of tension. Who's there? Who's speaking? The next moment a figure resembling Su Jingyao suddenly appeared beside me. Hide quickly, they're coming. At the same time, the heavenly fox disguised as Luo Xiu had already brought several minions to the dormitory. They quickly located me still asleep in my bed. After confirming it was me, the heavenly fox raised its sharp claws, preparing to execute me on the spot. Die, but in the next instant its claws suddenly stopped. The heavenly fox didn't sense any shift in my emotions, nor did it detect the presence of the assassin's ring. Besides, if someone useless like me had escaped detection, I'd definitely be fighting for my life. So it decided not to kill me after all. One of the minions standing nearby seemed puzzled. Why did Prince Sama show mercy? The response was, it's just a worthless nobody. Don't waste food unnecessarily. After they left, I opened my eyes trembling with fear. Then I spat out the ring I had hidden in my mouth. Luckily I had commanded myself to stay asleep. Otherwise any slip-up would have been fatal. But did I really hear Su Jingyao's voice earlier, or was it just my imagination? There wasn't time to dwell on it. For now I need to get stronger and avenge her. To avoid arousing suspicion from the heavenly foxes, I continued pretending to live my daily routine. But in the cafeteria I overheard some students talking. The school discovered a corpse today that had been severed in half. And it was none other than the infamous first assassin of Mingzhu City, Black Death Star. Hearing this I started to ponder. Could it have been the masked man in white from last night? But if he could easily kill the top assassin, just how deep and unfathomable is his power? Displaying the corpse in public like this is probably a warning to those who oppose them. It seems I need to get some gear for self-defense quickly. So right after school, I headed straight to the blacksmith's shop. But to my surprise almost every blacksmith in town had already fallen under the control of the heavenly foxes. The good news however was that my appraisal skill had leveled up. It advanced from basic to intermediate level. Now I can appraise the opponent's strength value. Just then a heavenly fox in the blacksmith's shop invited me to come inside. I quickly waved my hand in refusal and hurried away. As I passed by a blacksmith shop called Soul of Iron, I heard the voice of a human speaking inside. It turned out someone was there trying to sell their sword. Old man, if you're willing to buy it, I'll give you a rock-bottom price. What? You say my daughter's waiting for me to eat? Fine, you deaf old geezer. At that moment I casually walked in and picked up the sword. I immediately used appraisal on it. But to my surprise the results showed. The sword was not only useless but would easily break. Seeing this the blonde man flew into a rage. You brat, how dare you take my stuff? But the next moment the sword snapped in his hands. Realizing his scheme had failed he became enraged. Suddenly arcs of electricity surged out from him. Dare to ruin my plans? Do you even know who I am? As he spoke he tore off his shirt. I'm a direct disciple of Master Ma from the Xingyi Martial Arts Academy. Without warning he launched a move called Lightning 5 Whip Strike. He was so fast that I saw 5 distinct shadows rushing towards me. However I remained completely unfazed, and delivered a powerful counterpunch. He fell to the ground unable to get up and shouted, "Young man, you lack martial ethics. Tricking and ambushing me?" With another appraisal I continued. Turns out his name is Liu Beoguo. His talent is called Earth-Shattering Invincible Chaotic Energy. Every move he makes comes with powerful special effects, but only he can actually see them. Liu Beoguo, seeing I had my back turned, tried to ambush me. But once again I knocked him down with a single punch. Who's the one lacking martial ethics now? Trying to ambush me? Who's really the one not playing fair here? At that moment a girl entered the shop. She glared fiercely at Liu Beoguo and said, "Are you leaving on your own? Or do I need to help you out?" Liu Beoguo, terrified, scrambled away in a panic. Then she grabbed me and pinned me against the wall. She demanded, "You need to stay and have a talk with me." I hesitantly replied, "Isn't this a bit inappropriate?" She immediately retorted, "I'm just a single woman, struggling every day to make ends meet. And on top of that I have to take care of my uncle, who's become senile ever since his daughter went missing. Why not stay and work as a blacksmith? You can help run the shop too. The job comes with a salary plus food and lodging." Hearing this I thought that if I could learn blacksmithing skills here, it would save me a lot of money on buying equipment in the future. So I immediately decided to set my goal on becoming the king of blacksmiths. "Good lad, I knew you were a promising one. Although this shop isn't controlled by the heavenly foxes, the challenge is surviving the work under this boss first." For the next few days, I stayed in the blacksmith shop training intensely. The boss was very pleased with my progress. He even taught me his unique technique, dough forging. It involves kneading the metal like dough to fully blend the materials together. The boss then told me to wait a moment while he went to fetch the weapon molds from the storage. He also reminded me to add more fuel and make sure the fire didn't go out. As soon as he left, the fire in the furnace almost went out immediately. I quickly thought to add more fuel, However, I couldn't tell which of the two barrels nearby was the fuel. So I decided to just pour both of them in. Then I tossed in the needed metal lump and threw it into the furnace for heating as well. Who could have guessed that in the next moment, the flames from the furnace would suddenly erupt outward? A loud explosion instantly echoed through the entire room. Before I could even react, I was engulfed by the flames. But fortunately, the next second a giant mouth appeared over my heart and began frantically absorbing all the surrounding flames. In just a few seconds I experienced the brink of death. I couldn't help but feel dazed. Once the flames had completely disappeared, I quickly used appraisal on myself.